This is my last trade recap for 2025. So I did trade this week. I traded Monday and Tuesday. I took one trade a day, and that's it for me. I'm not trading New Year's Eve, and I'm not going to trade Friday. And I cannot believe I'm saying this, but both of my trades were winning trades, and I made $320 into my evaluation, and I am $40 away from bringing my account back to break even. Um, I can't believe it. The past four trades I've taken for the past 2 weeks have all been winners. Not all max winners, only two were max winners, and my other two were kind of like bare minimum. But I'm just trying to, collect my wins, and I'm super proud of myself. Now, the week prior, I only won one out of four trades. So it could be a lucky streak. I realize that. But I also feel like I'm finally in the right headspace for trading, and I don't know. I'm really hoping that I can continue this into next year. So let's go over the two trades for the week. Now, heading into this week, I was actually a little bit nervous to trade this week. I really didn't know what price action was going to be like. I mean, we've got a couple days between major holidays that are in the middle of the week. I don't know. I just don't know if it's going to be good or not. I think the price action has been beautiful for the most part. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna take one trade a day. That's generally not my rule, but considering I don't know how price action is gonna be, what if it's, maybe it starts strongly but then it fizzles out. So that's kind of the way I approach this. And that worked out for me. So Monday, we had some strong movement during Globex, which for me, it kind of tells me that the New York is also going to move a lot. Not always the case, but it is a good sign. So I took a long right here, and I made my max TP in like 3 minutes. It was actually really crazy. I wish I was recording. I didn't record either day, which I'm kind of bummed about because I think my reaction would have been kind of funny to get on camera. But I took a long here. It's just a long off key level combined with market structure break. I was actually a little bit hesitant to enter, not because of the setup, but because I have this rule for myself to not trade the first 5 minutes of open, and this was within maybe the first 3 minutes. And the thing is, I think I set that rule for myself so that I don't take breakouts right at the open, because I would take a breakout trade and get faked out in the first couple minutes. So I created that rule, but really it's for breakouts. I kind of broke this rule last week also, the same exact setup except the opposite. So it was a short. It was a short off a key level combined with market structure, and that trade did work out for me. I think I only got 40 points in that case. But that's why I hesitated, because I was like, if this loses, am I going to be mad at myself that I broke that rule? But after really looking at the reason I have that rule, it's to keep me from getting faked out. So I think it's okay. I took this trade, and I think I am basically changing the rule to only apply to breakout trades. So anyway, yes, beautiful trade. It was a slow start though. I mean, you can see that long wick. This was a red candle. But then it just exploded, which was really surprising. Now, the other dashed lines are other potential entries, but like I said, I just wanted to do one trade a day. So there was a potential short here that also, I think this might have been 80 points if I actually took it. Now, I didn't love this setup, but I did recognize it as a potential short. Um, but yeah, I don't actually, if I didn't have my one trade a day, I'm not sure if I would have taken this or not. This setup I like a lot more. In this case, I don't think I would have gotten filled. I think I would have been a couple points from getting filled. But this setup and this setup, believe it or not, they're actually exactly the same. They're just long off key levels. In this case, the key level is the Globex low combined with a break of structure. The dashed line represents the structure that I'm looking for price to break. So that was a really nice trade. I was super happy about it, obviously, because it was max profit, and it was over so fast. I mean, I was done before 10 minutes into the open. Let's see. Tuesday. Now, Tuesday was a smaller win. It was just 40 points. We had a much smaller range here. So when I see the Globex like this, I kind of suspect that the New York is also going to be the same way. And a lot of the times it is. That this range kind of continues. And that's what happened. Now, today we had FOMC minutes at 12, and I didn't know how that would impact price action, but I'm still willing to trade it. I took a short right here and I got 40 points. It was a little bit risky because of how close I was to the key level. I like to come in when I'm ideally 50 points away from the key level, because a lot of times these key levels are areas where price will bounce. And a lot of times price doesn't go all the way to the key level, right? It might just move 10 points too before it bounces. So that's why I want to give the trade plenty of room to go. I came in a little bit less than 50 points away, so it did feel a little bit risky, but this, oh my gosh, it went to the tick almost exactly, and I did get my 40 points here. I was probably 7 points from getting stopped out on that red candle. This moved a little bit more in my favor, but not really close to my second CP. I think it was about 50 points in profit was the max total. So I got stopped out in my second contract at break even. I was very, very tempted. I was in this trade for like 50 minutes. In fact, I walked away and I did something else. But sitting through this chop for 40 to 50 minutes, I had a lot of time to think about just closing the trade, because if I had taken 30 to 35 points or whatever, I would have put my account into profit for the first time ever since buying this account. I know that sounds crazy, but literally since the first trade I have placed, I have only been in drawdown. Um, and I just didn't have an edge. I just lost more than I won. That's just how it was. It was a very slow, smooth curve down, but nevertheless, it was still a downward curve. However, I didn't do it. I do not enforce bad habits, or at least I try very hard not to. Closing early, managing your trade based off a potential outcome, I just don't think that's a good habit. A similar thing happened last week where I was in a trade for almost an hour and I wanted so badly to just close it and take my profit. But if I did, I would not have realized my full profit. Same thing here. It potentially could have continued falling right here and I could have made more profit. I don't know where the market is going to move, and I don't pretend to know. So I'm going to let it ride. I'm going to do my best to. So in this case, I did not pull my account out of drawdown, unfortunately, but I'm really close. I'm $40 away from being back to my break-even point, which I'm actually really happy about. I was over $600 in drawdown, and I've made almost all of that back, mostly in the past 2 weeks, really, which I'm really happy about. Of course, it could be a winning streak, could be a lucky streak. I don't know. I'm hoping that it's a product of finally being in the right headspace, moving to an instrument that actually works for me, and just being better about taking good trades. So with that, I am done trading for 2025. Not trading tomorrow, not trading Friday, so I won't trade again until next Monday. And I'm not, it's kind of a weird place, right now. Like I'm nowhere near where I thought I would be, not even close. And I can't tell you how many times I just have felt like this is completely impossible to figure out. And I can't say that I've abandoned that thought. I still don't know. I'm still in drawdown. I haven't been able to pass an evaluation. I haven't even been able to get close. But for the first time, I do feel a little sense of hope that maybe I can do this. It's been a while since I felt that way. I have felt this way before, and it just didn't really turn out to be long-term success. So something I did in the past month, I switched to M&Q, and I'm going to stick with that going into 2026. I'm also trying to figure out my strategy with gold, maybe. I think it'd be kind of nice to have a second instrument that I trade. And my goal is to continue trading the way I've been trading the past few weeks. I'm really proud of that. I don't know how, but somehow I feel like I've gotten to a place where I feel much more relaxed when it comes to taking trade, maybe not taking trades, but like the way I'm looking at the charts, I don't feel like I'm forcing something that's not there. I feel a little bit more relaxed in my brain, and I feel like I'm just sitting back and just waiting for something to appear and then taking it. And it's literally one of the three same setups every time. And I think that's what day trading is supposed to be. I think it's sitting back, waiting for a pattern that you recognize, and then taking the entry. And I hope I can just continue. I can continue doing that. I'm hoping. I am a little worried that what I've done is I've sort of over optimized my strategy and take profits for the past 2 months, but that's not going to work well moving forward because the market's always changing. So I am worried that that's a possibility. I hope that's not the case. So we'll just have to see. Um, and yeah, hopefully what I find is just more progress. But the fact that I was able to claw myself from $600 out of drawdown back to nearly break even just the past few weeks, I'm pretty proud of that. All right, so that is it. That is it for me. I'm super excited about the new year. I'm excited to trade next week. Um, and yeah, I hope you have a happy new year. I hope you're enjoying the rest of your holiday break. And I hope that you are going into the new year with a great mindset, with goals, and I hope that it will be a better trading year than last if you didn't quite find yourself where you were hoping to be like I was. All right, happy new year. I will see you next year.